On this episode 57, of the podcast, I'm going to talk about, where are my notes? Here they are. I'm going to talk about connection dramas, basketball courts, and hitting the wall. Not physically, but sort of physically. We'll get into that. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition, another episode, whatever this is, of the Luke Who's Talking podcast with me, Luke. How you doing out there? Hope you're well. You going all right? I can hear the dog barking vaguely in the background. He's like, like that because he's old and off his, off his rocker. Anyway, now let's get into the first story, So last week, over a week ago already by the time you hear this, but anyway, but last Wednesday, the 12th of August, I was a guest on the Sunshine Summit, the sixth one, I think. 2 this year, 2 the year before, the sixth one. Sunshine. Anyway, look, I was on the twice annually Sunshine Summit with Heather, but I suppose it's the only one that happens annually in August. Anyway, whatever. I was on the Sunshine Summit, making my second appearance, talking with my New Zealand neighbour Heather about various things. I think we probably could have waffled on for ages. I mean, at least I could have, but I was on there for about an hour or so talking. And I'll put a link in the description, if I remember, to put a link in. Yes, I'll put a link in the description to the replay if you missed it and you want to go back and have a look at what we waffled about. But anyway, before it even started, I had a problem, and that is I borrowed a webcam right off of my friend, specifically for the Sunshine Summit, because last time I did the summit, I was using I still had my old Mac in commission, so I was using that. So I was able to use the webcam built in to that. However, at the start of the year, I built myself a PC, so I have lost the webcam feature. So I needed one. I went to try and buy one, couldn't get one, so I borrowed one off a friend. Now, it was an old Logitech like 300 something, like one of the ball ones, like imagine a golf ball, like one of them old school ball ones. So it's interesting because I plugged it in. When I got it, I hooked it onto Discord, but it didn't work. But it worked I hooked it up in Streamlabs, and I was able to use it like in that. So I was like, okay. Anyway, but I hooked it up to the computer here, got onto the call with Heather, went, yep, I want to share the camera, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like a blank screen. I thought, oh no. And then I tried another USB, and then it was like a blurry screen. So I was having a bit of a meltdown about that, and Heather was like, it's cool, easy, be ever calm, cool, calm, collected. She might have been melting down inside, but I was in all sorts. So I was like, so I had to swap the computer out. So I had to take my monitor off my desk here, get the old Mac. Lucky I still have it, actually, because I have been I was thinking about shafting it. Anyway, so I put that in, turned it on. I thought it's going to take like 20 years to turn on. It didn't take that long, actually. And then I was able to get that going. I was able to get that going, and it ended up working out in the end, but it wasn't quite, how I'd have hoped. I had, the webcam, I had to set up in a position where I wanted it, where you can see less of my background, but of course that didn't work out. So, oh my goodness gracious me. Wow. But anyway, apart from that drama, I think everything sort of worked okay. The Mac, it was like, oh, do you want to run this update? Because I hadn't had it on for a long time, and I'm just going, no. I just want you to do this for me. And like, that's it. But anyway, everything worked out in the end. I think the chat was all right. Chat was good. And, hopefully next time, if I ever make another appearance, I can get I won't say a proper setup, but I can get the webcam situation happening the way I so dearly desired it to be this time. Anyway, let's get into the next story. Welcome back, everybody. I feel like I need to have like an ad in there or something like, oh, buy, or, sign up to, what's it, or what's that book thing? It's not Audacity, is it? No. It's Audible, and use code Newsy for 1,000% off. Don't do it. That doesn't exist. But Bezos, if you're out there listening, give us a sponsor. I'll take your I'll take your unethical dollars. Sure. Anyway, let's get it. So, once again, I think it was the Friday, actually. Friday just gone, last week, a friend and I, I have a very exciting life, everybody. Anyway, a friend and I, we went to one of our local parks, one of the new parks here in town. It's been around, I guess, now for about a year. It used to be a bit of an industrial wasteland, and there was like a concrete batching plant there and like big grain silos, that's a topical issue currently. But the grain silos there were converted into a hotel, and they've just generally prettied up the place. Anyway, so we were there, and they have now they have two basketball courts. Now, they have one basketball court which has been there for a lot longer than the other. The second basketball court's only a recently new development there. And we're having a conversation about the second basketball court. Now, my friend LeBron James, he had some thoughts on it. He was not impressed at all with the quality of it. He was like, it doesn't feel good underfoot. And I was going to say, do you want to expand on that for me, LeBron? But then he was like talking about something else. But he's like, it doesn't feel that good underfoot. I'm like, okay. And also, interestingly, that the other basketball court, the one that was there first, is green. The colour of it, like it's concrete green, whereas the second one is just regular sort of black asphalt situation. But it's interesting, even though the newer court didn't feel as good underfoot, the hoops were a lot more acceptable than the hoops on the original basketball court. So, but we thought that maybe the second basketball court, I don't think it was supposed to be another one, and it was sort of a little bit of a not knee jerk, but they were like, hey, let's build another basketball court. So we think that's how that came about. We think that's why the second basketball court exists. It exists because they're like, let's build another one. How about it? So LeBron, he wasn't impressed with how it felt underfoot. He wasn't exactly that thrilled with the hoop situation and just a couple of other things about it. He was like, I don't know how I feel about this court. He probably wouldn't be putting his body on the line if he was out there playing. That's for sure. But anyway, we're also, when we were there at the Parkland, we went and climbed up this big. They have like this big climbing frame thing there. It's probably like two stories tall, I reckon. And it's pretty high. So we climbed up that, and which is actually really good because you can get a really good view of the area. So that could be a possibility for a video in the future. And I'll touch on the video situation actually at the end of the episode. But yes, that could be a possibility for a video, I think, at some point in the future. Anyway, so LeBron wasn't happy with how the basketball court felt underfoot. Maybe he was just feeling a bit off from his nachos that he had before we went over and checked out the park. But, I don't know. Only he knows this. Only he. Maybe he didn't have his Air Jordans on. I don't know, or his Air LeBrons or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the last story. Then a little bit of housekeeping. So, for those of you who did watch the Sunshine Summit, I talked about my cycling, and also, of course, religious listeners here for podcasts will know that this year I've been doing some cycling, stepped it up a bit. Anyway, so on Sunday, just gone, which was the 16th of August on Sunday, I did my longest bicycle ride yet, and it was 79.6 kilometers long. even though the route I had drawn up and was following was supposed to be 80 Ks, I don't know why it robbed me out of 400 meters of distance. And actually, when I stopped, I got back to where I started. I stopped, noticed the length. I was a bit dirty on it. I was like, why have you conned me out of 400 meters, 79.6 Ks? Oh, I was like, what are you doing to me? I was dirty. But yeah, I did the 79.6, and it was interesting just how how my body, the feeling of my body changed throughout it. There was one bit where the wind was a tough factor, and there was one bit where I had to go on a bit of road. I think it was about 5 or so kilometers, and it was pretty exposed, and it was windy, and that was rough. And when I got off that road and got to an area to stop for a moment, at that point I was about 53 kilometers in, and I was done. I was like, I'm done with this ride. I had hit the wall at that point. I was like, the wall. I'm right hard up against it. I'm just done. But anyway, so I stopped. Had a moment to myself, could I say? And then I was like, if I'm done at this point, I mean, the place where I started a sibling's house. They weren't home, so I couldn't call them to come and get me. And parents were doing other things, so I couldn't call them to come and get me. So I was in all sorts. So I was like, well, I have to get back. Anyway, so I did. And I had a bit downhill, and then I got into an area, a bit of road where the wind was less of a factor. There was some trees, nice shelter and whatever else. So that was quite nice, actually, to get along there, to do that bit. And then I stopped again and had like an energy gel thing, which is very interesting. It was like, I don't know, warm pus. I don't know, it was just an interesting thing to have, an energy gel thing. And then, look, I got back to where I started. I think it took me about 3 hours to do the distance. I averaged about 26 kilometers an hour, which was good. And I think also I had a little bit of a plan. So I thought to myself, like, every half an hour, I'll have like a sip of something, take on some fluid, and then every hour I'll stop and have something to eat. So I think that that was a good sort of strategy to have and sort of about. So this Sunday, I was hoping to attempt a 100k ride. I'm not sure if I will or not. I may postpone it to next week. I don't know, but I need to, because I was going to do 100 on the 100th ride. But because my 80k was supposed to be Saturday, I did it yesterday. Yesterday, I'm recording this on Monday. This is a spoiler for you. So I need to get like 3 rides in this week before Saturday, because that'll be 100. This Saturday, because that'll be like the 100th. And I usually go for a ride every second day. So, and like I left my bike at my sibling's house yesterday. So at least like one day during the week, I'm going to have to do 2 rides in a row to get the extra one in. Because if I just continue my routine or rejig my schedule as to how it should be, when I get to Sunday, it'll be like ride number 99 or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about that. When I get my bicycle back, I'm just going to have to hopefully it'll be here today on Monday, but I'll just have to give that a little bit of a rethink and rejig. Anyway, yeah, so it was pretty tough. It was pretty rough, the 79k ride. So I don't know how I'll go doing the extra 20 as well. That's something else to consider, because I've done 80, 90, 100. I've got to do another 20 more kilometers. So on top of that, so I don't know how I'll cope with that. So I'm not sure. I may still try it 100 on 100th, but yeah, at this point, a little bit up in the air. Anyway, let's go to a jingle, and I'll just talk to you very briefly about something, and we'll wrap it up. So on Friday last, I released a video on YouTube on the YouTube channels called Luke Who's Vlogging. And it is my idea to, I mean, really, if you watched the video, I'll sort of try to explain what I want to do with it. But it is pretty much just, I want to get back into creating videos. Because I would make videos and things, something I used to do previously a little bit. And I just really want to get back into making videos. So I thought I could do a little bit of a vlog or something like that. So, for example, climbing the big climbing frame at the park could be a video. So I'm just trying to think about what content or what can I make videos of, because I don't get out much and that sort of stuff. But however, that is something I'm trying to rectify, not just so I can have content to make or opportunities to make content, but just something for myself, really. So, videos on the bike, maybe videos of bicycle rides. I thought maybe something easy I can do to start off with is do a video on, because I've got 3 bicycles here, 2 mountain bikes and the road bikes. I thought that could be something easy to do a video on each bike, just run you through the components and that sort of stuff of the bicycles. So I thought that could be like sort of 3 easy videos to do to start off with and pop them out. Also, I've got a drone coming. I've been paying one off. I don't have much left. So, maybe a classic unboxing video of that, and then just some flying around with the drone, etc. So that could be a little bit more content. So, I am trying to figure out what content to bring, and that sort of stuff. And also regularity. So I thought maybe, I could work it so there's one week there's a podcast episode, the next week there's a video. That could be something to do, because I don't want to, be doing, say, a video every day or whatever. I'm not really sure, but so the vlog's been ill thought out. Not really sure, I guess, what it is, but really, I just want to be making videos at the end of the day, and that's basically the core of that is to make video. Anyway, so we got to wrap it up. You know where to go. You can email me if you want to, Twitter, and of course the Facebooks, and I'll catch you all next time. Thanks.